So this is how the weekend's camping starting. Slow moving in traffic on the N3. Fortunately, we're going to be peeling off here shortly. But yeah, this has been quite tedious. We're going to be setting up camp tonight in the dark. Right, now we're out of the traffic. Now it's easy drive. So the spotlights that we're running on the car are 9-inch yellow supernovas. They are not new. I've had them for years and years. You can see they make a substantial difference. Makes driving at night really comfortable. I don't worry about not being able to see. I'm not sure how much camera will show you in terms of distance and detail, but I can see 200, 300, 400 meters in front of me without battling at all. And I can see at least 50 meters to either side of the road when the lights are on. So it's a really good combination. I'm sure there's probably better lights out there, but these bang for buck, I've yet to find lights that are better quality than these. See if we can snap some fish as well. Okay, so obviously we made it to camp last night. It was pretty late, so I didn't record us setting up or anything like that. So what we're going to do now is just quickly make a fire and cook some breakfast. And that is as easy as that. It helps a lot if you use some dry kindling. Gets that fire going quickly. So we literally just chucked ours tent up last night. Pegged the 4 corners, fly sheet, and that's how we set up last night. Quick and easy.
Away from there.
holding on tight, boy?
Oh no, okay.
Uh-huh.
Go fast before they catch up.
They're not going to worry about us.
Phew.
Right, so our plan today is we're going to drive the 3 summits here at Eston 4x4.
You said 4x4?
Eston 4x4.
Nice.
So there are 3 summits here. There's a Sunset Summit, there's the Aloe Summit, and then there is Motherland Summit. So, one of the big misconceptions about this place is you have to have a really rigged out 4x4 to come play here. It's not true. Like I just showed you now, I am not in low range, I'm in 4x2 and I'm not struggling at all. The general access roads here are extremely well maintained to the point where you can drive them in a normal bakkie. And the reason behind that is this is a working farm. So for the guys who are here every day moving staff around, moving building supplies around, they need to obviously have relatively easy access here. And as a result, there are routes like the one I'm driving on now, which you can easily drive in a normal SUV with good clearance or a standard 4x2 with diff lock. So keep that in mind when you're looking for a place to camp in KZN. The first summit is Sunset Summit. This is one of the very first ones that they opened, and it is also where the on-site staff accommodation is situated. Up here at the top of Sunset Summit, and as you can see, the rains that we've been having recently has just caused the vegetation to explode out here. So from here back down across that river in the distance, cross that river, up the next mountain, and we will come out right over there, and that's the next summit that we're heading to. I've recently changed the drive shaft on this car, so I'm keen to see how that's going to hold up. After snapping my last CV, I decided to fit the original Ford parts again. the second summit. This is the Aloe summit. It's a slightly longer drive than the Sunset summit, but very nice. It's also going to be somewhat overgrown due to all the rain, but you're going to have a good look and enjoy it anyway. You have two options. You can go left, which is significantly steep, or you can go right, which is obviously not anywhere near as steep. So to put that in perspective, that climb was, the base was 580 meters above sea level, and we've stopped at 632. So it's 52 meters vertical over about 250 meters, maybe 300 meters stretch a hill. So it's quite a climb, that. Right, I want to go have a look at my drive shaft. Initially replaced it with a aftermarket outer CV, which is that part here. But with the type of driving, well, that's still perfect. With the type of driving we do, you just have to go OEM parts. So yeah, this is much better. There's no clicking, no noise, no slipping. Very happy. I'm going to have to be changing the front suspension soon. It's now getting to the end of its service life. I've had it over 3 years now. I've been pretty slack on the YouTube with regards to actually posting our setup and what we do and how we do things, purely because my focus has always been on Instagram. And I'm going to try and do a couple of videos about our setup. The reason I don't like doing it is it generally just becomes a, I don't even know if you can swear on YouTube, it becomes a clusterfuck. Oh, we're gonna see, we will find out, eh? And you have every oak with an opinion telling you what's right and what's wrong and what I should have done and what I shouldn't have done, and frankly I don't care. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I kind of just do what I want anyway, regardless of whether it's right or wrong. I learn through trial and error, and some lessons are expensive and some lessons are cheap. Do a very brief rundown of my vehicle this trip, and then I'm planning on doing a slightly more involved video where I not only point out what I have, but also try and explain why, and what I used previously, what worked, what didn't work, what I liked, what I didn't like. Let me just put this car into first gear. This is a bit of a hill here, and we'll take it from there basically. The new drive shaft, just to put a little bit more perspective behind that, about a year ago I snapped my front left CV. I was doing a really stupid maneuver, and it had been clicking a while because my wife took my car off-roading and she drove through a tree and didn't realize that a branch pierced the outer CV boot, and continued to drive like that for a while, off-road, water, mud, etc. I got home, I heard it, had a look, and yeah, there was quite a large branch right through the boot. Removed that, replaced the boot, but by that time, you know, the damage is done. Once that thing starts clicking, it's only a matter of time before it gives up. So, Brandon, coming, Brandon. Oh, let's have a look. Yeah, go on, go on. Put an aftermarket CV on because I'm a cheap bugger, and I think that CV cost me about $2.5 grand. and I snapped it the very next weekend I went out. So the first CV I snapped, I went down an off camber rut and I cocked my back right wheel and I was at full lock left hand down, and I thought it would be a wise move to reverse just to readjust my angle somewhat slightly. And I reversed. I had maybe 30 centimeters back, and then the CV just decided to unalive itself. The second one that snapped, I was in some soft sand, spun the wheel full lock, and it just died. So I replaced that under warranty with another Pirate steering. Listen to me, Pirate CV. And that lasted a while, until about, what was it, 2 weeks ago? About 2 weeks ago. And then I snapped that again, soft sand, swinging the wheel left, right, left, right, left, right. It unexpectedly picked up traction, and that CV just went to go and see its Lord and Savior. So I pulled the shaft out, drove home, and had a small cry and decided to fit a full forward drive shaft. And what I've done today so far is put a little bit of stress on the vehicle. However, it seemed fine. It's not clicking, it's not slipping, it's not making any noises. So I might actually just save up and buy a new right hand side drive shaft as well and preempt that, because I've now got a brand new drive shaft on the left and I've got another drive shaft on the right that's sitting with 195,000 k's on it. So we shall see. Anyway, that's enough talking. Let's drive.